The full set of Commander Masters has spoiled, but the set has not yet released. It's very soon, but we want to take just this moment to look at the expected value of these sealed products for Commander Masters and the actual market price of the sealed product at this time. As a side note, statistically 70% of the people watching this video right now aren't subscribed, and that is totally fine. We don't want you to log in or anything, but if you want to join that 30% and really help us out, YouTube cares if you hit subscribe, so hitting that subscribe button for us would be very, very appreciated. Give me just a second to thank our Patreon for helping us on our way to do this full time, and we will be back and talk about expected value of Commander Masters.
Highest level of gratitude to our patrons who power the channel through Patreon. Check out the Patreon link in the description to learn about monthly giveaways, VIP Discord access, and even our official playmat.
So, we have been tracking the price of Commander Master's sealed product quite a bit over the past couple of weeks as we've seen previews. We now have the entire set spoiled, and we have the numbers of the expected value of this set. Big shout out to our mod.
No serialized stuff.
No.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Big shout out to our mod, Spectre, for putting all these numbers together. Spectre, salutes, firm handshakes, 07s to you.
Thank you so much, Spectre, for putting this together. Yeah, this is, I know this is a lot of work, so we really do appreciate you so much taking the time to do this. This one is a lesson in pays to wait. Pays to have
everything in
on
this game
one.
is a pays to wait lesson. It seems like nowadays, when you go and look at the Commander Master sealed product, most expensive, we're looking at cases as well, all the way up the chain. Cases right now in the $2,000 realm, up above $2,400, near $2,500 just a few days ago. And Jake, July 11th.
Yeah, oh God.
I want everyone to look at July 11. That is the day where previews began in earnest, where spoilers began in earnest. But all along here is where Lord of the Rings was happening. And they were slowly
keeps on dipping.
They were trickling out these details. Oh, we're not going to have fetch lands in there. Oh, this one's not going to have mana crypt. We found that out.
No serialized cards.
Nothing serialized. No real chases except for these frame break, new frame cards that they've got. Looking at individual boxes, the set booster box is the most expensive right now at $350. Now look at this.
I like this.
This has an interesting
where
chart.
I would consider. Like, this is probably the product that I would consider engaging with, because I do like getting some of the variants and not just getting 4 packs in the Commander product or the collector product. I would rather go with something like this. If this dips down, like, God, if it can for some way get to like 250s, I might jump in around there, but this is still higher than I want to pay for this. There's just so much bulk in the set, dude.
There is 2 to 6 cards of rarity, rare or higher in the set booster packs. Our Commander Precons sitting around 320. Now we've broken down the economics on these in a big way already. We had the distributor pricing for these and compared that to older sets that had all 4 decks. This is our first time with Masters on a Precon deck, but it doesn't really seem to have mattered in a huge way. We do have a little bit of value in these more than normal.
Yeah, I looked at the Planeswalker party deck, and it has Chain Veil, and that's like pretty much it. It has a big list of Planeswalkers. It has Spark Double. It has some good cards, but really, I don't see anything, especially in the mana base, that really sticks out as like, oh, this is something that's worth $80 a deck. Now, I know that there's some new cards in there. There's going to be new cards in each of these decks, but this is just a huge step up in price from anything that I've seen, really. And so, yeah, I mean, and it's not even like a premium version. It's just like the regular version of the deck. There is no premium version.
Right.
It's not like with the Warhammer decks where one was the Surge Foil version and the other was the regular. I don't know, dude.
Draft booster box. Buy in March, up above 300.
This is also a good way to engage if you're trying to get a draft box.
By the time we're at previews, 293, and we seem to be slowly falling. Now look at the variance on this chart, y'all. You don't want to be deceived by these lines. The variance on this chart is 308 to 292. It looks much more severe than the fall off actually has been. But you are seeing the fall off, and you will continue to see the fall off. Let's take a peek before we look at expected value of this and compare it to Double Masters 2022. Look at the collectors. Now this one is a little bit more steep. Look at the variance here, 262 to 206 over the last 3 months. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it if it doesn't have a chase card, Jake.
I mean, this is kind of what we're seeing, you know? This is what happens, is there's nothing flashy in there. There's no the one ring to go after. There are no serialized anything in it. And so that's what Wizards of the Coast has kind of established, is now they're going to be like, oh, well, we should put a serialized card in everything. But before they do, they should consider that, you know, dialing it back and letting this be okay. Let this just be a product that doesn't sell as well. And I doubt they're going to do that, but I think it would be good to, you know, have the serialized cards. If you want those to be special, don't put them in everything. I think if you do put them in everything, then we're in trouble, right? Because then it's like, okay, well, what is the next big thing that you're going to do? So yeah, every product can't have serialized cards if you want serialized cards to be attractive, if you want players to want that. So I think this is fine, but I mean, yeah, again, you know, people who know about Double Masters 2022 and the textured foils, you know, it's a broken record, but all of those cards have lost, like, God, 90% of their value that they had in pre-sales.
What would you want this box price to be to grab it if you were targeting some?
This is $50 a pack. There's no golden ticket. It's just like pull Jeweled Lotus, frame break or bust, kind of. I think most of these packs are going to come out red. So, I mean, I don't know, 175, maybe 150. 150 is probably where you'll see people start to buy them, because then they can rationalize. They could be like, oh, well, 150, all I have to do is hit, you know, one really good card, and that's $100 of the value. Right. 200 is still kind of expensive.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So, with all that in mind, now that we know the prices of the boxes and how they're sort of acting right now, let's take a look at some expected value on these. And look, there's a lot of information here, chat, so let's go over it. By the way, you viewing at home, looking at this video after the fact, you could have been here with us live. We stream almost every Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern. Finance topics, news of the day, MTG stuff. Come hang out and check this out. All of these prices that you're looking at on this sheet, whether it's Commander Masters, Double Masters, or Double Masters 2022, all of these represent a snapshot of the prices right after spoilers had concluded, but before the set had officially released. Because we're in this holding pattern, right? We don't have the extreme ridiculous pre-hype of not knowing prices, but we also don't have the extreme fall of everybody's got these and is selling the stuff they don't want prices. We're right in between right now, on the precipice. We're on the edge of glory. Commander Masters, Jake, we got 133 rares in this set. Average value of a rare in this set is $6.46, with the high being at $38. Mythics, we got 39 mythics in the set. Average EV of a mythic is $26, with the high being $77.
Okay.
Draft booster pack.
Low is 75 cents. That's a nice crit miss.
$14 for a draft booster pack. Currently, the EV for a pack is like $25.
Oh, God. Oh, man. That hurts to look at that. Okay.
Our draft booster box price, we saw it falling down toward around 300s. Our expected value is 619 on a draft booster box. And this will fall very fast as these cards are released.
That's so funny. And before we continue, that really does say a lot about how like EV and how pre-sale price perception, whatever you want to call it, you know, really could for someone who's not, let's flash back to the Jake and Joel Star Wars Destiny moment, okay, if you will, where you and I were looking at all the pre-sale prices of all these Star Wars cards, and we were like, dude, we rationalized it. I mean, even, Jennifer, she's in on it. She's like, yeah, dude, she's like, you guys would be silly to not do this. And we get these Star Wars Destiny packs, and we're opening these cards, and we can't even sell them fast enough to break even because everybody's doing the same thing. Everything is racing to the bottom. And honestly, I mean, there's a lot to learn from that. And we're going to see, because you're going to be able to watch this video like a time capsule and come back and see what these prices were and where they are in the future. And we'll be able to use this in the future when we need to talk about cards you missed from Commander Masters that are at rock bottom prices.
What I wanted to see, and what Spectre was so kind to provide, 120 rares and 40 mythics in Double Masters 22. Average $8 for a rare here. Average $6, $7 for a rare here. Average $58 for a mythic here. Average $26 for a mythic here. And y'all know, if you've been watching the channel for a while or any of our videos or anything, exactly how we feel about this set at this point. These prices have died. They are just now starting to potentially crawl back up, but they probably even have a little bit. Typically it's about a year, and then within that second year they start crawling back up.
Yeah.
Unless they just decide it's a secret layer version card now and they're going to keep it between $10 and $20, or if it just gets reprinted ad nauseum. Draft pack EV30, draft booster EV739. And then for Double Masters, it's a step back from that. 40 mythics, 121 rares, very similar numbers there. Average EV of a rare 7, average EV 646, similar. About $8 higher for the average EV of a mythic.
And that is pricing from May of 2020, which is worth noting.
Correct. Yeah, all of these, like I said, are snapshots of where the game was just after we saw all of the cards, but before the packs were street legal, basically.
In hands, yeah.
Right. I have seen a lot of openings on the internet already. Wizards sent out a big swath of product to their MTG ambassadors this time around. And so I've seen a lot of openings, but it's not yet street legal, so to speak.
Yeah.
Looking at Commander Masters EV, it's this chart over here we really want to look at. Announce EV, current EV. This is what I wanted to see. So those numbers that we looked at first about the draft booster pack and the draft booster box announcement EV, this was when the set was, here's what we got. Here's what's going on. Those cards that ended up being in the set at that price were much more expensive. Just since the announcement, and all of these cards have been previewed, we have fallen over 20% in value for this set. So just from here, we're doing this set all the way down to now there's all the cards. Next week you get to buy it. It's always going to fall, but we're at 22% down. So you're looking at $14 packs having an EV of about $20. We're still there. Still looking good. $335 on your price of a booster box of draft packs, $480 for your EV. So you got about a $6 average gain and $144 average gain there. And that's at these current prices, y'all. Please keep that in mind. Don't be sitting there 3 weeks from now looking at this chart. This whole video should be viewed as a snapshot in time, a time capsule, like Jake said.
Yeah.
Because these prices, these EVs are going to be plummeting over the next 3 to 6 weeks.
I wouldn't be surprised if a draft booster box EV drops to like 250s. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised. I mean, I know that there's good stuff in there like J-Lo and Doubling Season, and there's some good medallions. Lands are okay. Lands are kind of mid. There are some good cards in this set, but there is just so much junk. Each draft pack has how many rares in each draft pack? Are there 2? Because it's for commander drafting, right? So I imagine there's 2 or more, right?
I believe so. I do not know that off the top of my head.
Yeah, when I think about it, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I've seen how all of these premium or products that are perceived to be premium. I see how they do. 2 to 4
rares or higher. So potentially 4 in a draft
2
pack.
at minimum. Okay. So you could have some very stacked packs. I don't know. We'll have to see. What were your impressions of the openings that you saw, Joel?
The hits are hitty and the not hits are not. I haven't sat and really taken those in yet. I wanted to see where these numbers fell. Sure. I look forward to August 2024 when I start looking at Commander Master singles to buy.
Yeah. I mean, with 4 rares per pack, let's just say this. There are going to be a lot of cards going into circulation, even at minimum 2. So if it's going to be like between 2 to 4 rares per pack, there are going to be a ton of the bulk making it into circulation. So yeah, I'd expect this to shrink pretty significantly. Like I said, the textured foils from Double Masters 2022, for example, that debuted at 500 plus. Ren and 6 is now the most expensive, and it's right around $100. So with that one, that was like around $700 or $800. It has lost damn near 80% of its value. I'd expect most of this stuff to race to the bottom as well, with the exclusions being the cards that are most desired. So like Jeweled Lotus, Frame Break, I could see that having a nice premium. You're going to have CEDH players that want that. You're going to have casual and competitive players that are going to want that. It's a very nice looking card. And then all the profile cards are really cool. I like those too. So we'll but look at these prices. I mean, like, it's absurd. It's honestly laughable. Look at those laughable prices on those on that Ulamog. Like, can you even believe it? It's shameless.
Oh, I can absolutely believe
ridiculous.
It. Cards at this point in a product's life cycle are ridiculously priced, and Commander Masters has the word Masters in it. Y'all, if there's any point at looking at all of these product prices right before the set releases and the expected value right before set releases, it's so that we're able to look back. I want to tell you that we have never ever seen a set not follow this exact same trend. Way too high at the beginning, way too high at release. About 3 months, the prices, you start going, oh, that's only that price now? And then you forget about it for 6 more months. And then at the 9 to 12 month mark, after a set has come out, you go, oh, Commander Masters was a thing. I know we've had 800 sets since then, but Commander Masters happened. Let me go look at those prices. And then you're like, oh, Jake and Joel they've scheduled a stream for tonight called Commander Masters Prices Are Super Low. Cards to buy. August 2024. It's Commander Masters singles. Wild. Jeweled Lotus is down to $50. That's not a call. I'm just saying these cards are going to plummet. Okay?
I wish that I could short this set. I can't short Commander Masters, but I can short Hasbro. Not financial advice.